We had a 7-week tour that we were at the very end of in Europe. We'd already done 2 full laps around
You're
Europe.
about to come home and do 2 or 3 U.S. headlining tours, and
Keep on.
we are,
keep on.
here we are a year later.
I hadn't planned on being home, so that was like the first tough hill for me as well. Like, okay, now I am home, and I gotta figure out what to do with all this right now while I'm awaiting to see the fate of my band.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest part, you know, was like not having any idea. Only knowing that John and I wanted to carry things on, but you know what I mean, like, or you know, and not knowing anything else was kind of difficult. It definitely makes playing this record more enjoyable in the fact that we can play it now, and yeah, that got our efforts to do so were thwarted.
Yeah, I'm trying not to focus on it too much because it can get a little overwhelming, but you know, on stage, sometimes I'll just sit there and, you know, internally I will recognize the importance of the music that we're playing simply by virtue of the fact that we're still physically capable of playing, and so we're still alive to play it, and that's a powerful thing personally, just, you know, for those of us who went through that.
You know, with John's arm and with everything the way it was, and with the, you know, rhythm section leaving and everything, it was just like, all right, look, this is a good opportunity for John and I to sit down with 2 acoustics, light, easy, you know what I'm saying, and just and jam a little bit. And I know it was therapeutic for you to get out and do it. And,
yeah, that's all it was.
And that's all it was.
The goal from, you know, the moment that we were injured was to rehabilitate enough so that we could tour again. The simple fact was, there's a certain amount of time it took us to go through the physical rehab. Then there's a mental readjustment and the idea of touring again. And then there was, you know, for some time there was that big elephant in the room, which was, you know, you can't tour as a 2-piece. You need a bass player, you need a drummer. You need to find a bass player and drummer who can play not only the new record, but the old record, you know, who have the skills, who have the, you know, have the know-how. And then we booked these tours without that stable lineup. So it was just been hustle. At a certain point, I'd been in a wheelchair for, you know, 6 or 7 months, and I just needed to get out and reconnect. And I didn't, you know, I had no idea whether or not I was capable of playing music or getting on stage or doing any of that stuff. So, you know, so when we started doing these little acoustic stabs, it was just kind of like, all right, we've got to warm up before we come out and, you know, with a full band do the full record and start playing all of our older songs and doing these, you know, intensive tours. The first step is, can you get on stage and play?